Welcome back, everyone. We're back for another episode, and today I'm delighted to welcome my cousin from Paris, Thomas. And we're back with Lerick and I. So Thomas is a huge PSG fan. So we'll kind of change the format a little bit today. Thomas, tell us about why you love Paris. Why are they your team? And tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So, but first of all, thank you for welcoming me in your channel. It's very
You're
nice.
always
So
welcome.
Paris, thanks. So Paris for me, I was born in Paris, and my parents used to work for the PSG for some graphic stuff. So yeah, since I was a child, it was even when I was 2 or 3, I was in the Parc des Princes. I had my shirts. So yeah, I grew up with Paris. Even when I was in outside Paris, because in France, Paris PSG has always been not very good, and it's a bit it's very complicated to be a PSG fan in France. But I always been a PSG fan, and yeah, Paris for me it's my childhood. It's the team I grew up with. So yeah, it's a big part of me, and I never stop following them, even in the very bad time. I think the last time we saw each other, Jack, in Oz in Australia, Paris was just at the beginning of the Qatar way.
Yeah.
So now we are pretty big, even for Liverpool. I know last time Liverpool was the end with Torres, and but Paris, yeah. And I think today it's a very different feeling for us PSG fan, because back in the days, in the beginning of the 21st century, it was hard, it was complicated, very with the direction of the club or the coach or the player. But now we are this big team with amazing players like Mbappe or Neymar or Verratti. And but the thing is, now for us, most of us in Paris PSG fan, it's like Champions League is big time, but Ligue 1, unfortunately. But this year it's interesting this year, because Lille is very good, and Lyon too. But PG is my team. I think I can't really put words on it, because I grew up with this team. I think it's the same for you, Jack, with Liverpool. I don't know which team you're for, Lerick, but yeah, it's my
Man
team.
United.
He's a Man United fan. It's dreadful. It's the worst thing about him.
Okay.
But I actually wanted to ask you more about the past, because I know, for example, there was talk about some takeover for Newcastle and all of those, and because of where the money's coming from, the Middle East, specifically oil and all of that, and even with Man City, there's a lot underlying where other people and I guess fans of their club sort of point out, it's oil money, it's not spent right, or it's not the right money and all of that. Did you kind of have a similar thing when you initially heard the news of them taking over? Maybe not now, but because we've never heard from I've never heard from a Paris fan's perspective.
For me, when Qatar took PSG, bought out the club, I was so afraid. I didn't mind who it was. If it was American, Chinese, I don't mind. They were going to save our club and bring it back to where we are supposed to be, like in Champions League. So if it was Qatar or Kuwait, anything, I don't mind. But yes, in France, it was maybe a lot of jealousy. Everybody was jealous, because a lot of money. The first year we bought Pastore for 42 million. So yeah, everybody was like, oh no, it's not fair. But now today it's a common thing, I think, to have this kind of honors. But when they bought Paris PSG, I was so afraid. I was so excited. I even bought a season ticket to the stadium, because I wanted to live this, to be here every game. So it was like a new era for our club. So yes, but I think most of the PSG fan, we don't care about where the money comes from. We just want a good direction, a simple direction. I think from Manchester City is the same. It's good. It's working good. But when you take the Chelsea, it was, I think it was more complicated. But now I think it's more common, and But at the beginning,
I agree with that. I think a lot of that does come from jealousy. Some people, a small percentage of the actual fans that don't like it actually are genuine, but a lot of the other people from other clubs and all of that sort of they have this underlying feeling, but if that happened to their club, they'll happily take the money. So then
Exactly.
you can't be judging someone else. If your club got bought out, like I'm sure the whole of Newcastle wanted the takeover to actually happen with Saudi Arabia, like most of them at least, and there'll be a small percentage who were like, no, ethically it's not right, so I don't want it, but most of them would want the takeover because they knew that meant investment, that meant trophies, titles, whatever, and they would want to get back there, which is good. No, that's great to hear. Also wanted to know how did you feel about Tuchel being sacked? Is that something you wanted to happen, you liked, or were you like, oh no, maybe we should give him more time, but then Pochettino is waiting, so we might lose him? Or what was your whole thing on that?
For me, I think I was a bit sick of Tuchel. I couldn't watch the game anymore. It was like he couldn't stop. He couldn't find his 11 team, his team. He couldn't stop making changes game after game. Put Kerrer on the right back. It was unacceptable at the beginning of the season in September, October, before Pochettino took over. So yeah, Tuchel, I was sick of him. I think a lot of us were sick because he didn't know what to do anymore. It was
okay. Is that the general consensus of every?
Yeah,
like
I think because I follow a lot of PG fans on Twitter on the kind of stuff. But yeah, I think it was my opinion and it was very shared. But when Pochettino took over, I was relieved because something new were coming. Because Tuchel, it was like 2 years and a half. He was here. So Pochettino, I really loved the Tottenham, Pochettino's Tottenham, with his team in a 4-2-3-1 with Eriksen, and I immediately thought about Verratti in this Eriksen spot. I was I want to see that, or Neymar in the number 10 with Paredes on Gay behind. And I was very afraid. I think the first game was not very good, but now we can see the perfect example is the game last week against Bayern. I think he came to Bayern and he put his team like with Neymar in number 10.
And number 10.
I was like, that's very brave. And we all see the game.
It was a big game change.
Yeah,
in fact, for any new coach who's taken over in the middle of the season, you don't have a lot of training time because you're doing 2 games a week almost. So you don't have the time to. You can put your philosophy out on the pitch and basically start them to play, but you don't have a lot of training time. So I understand that it's difficult this season. What I'm really impressed about Pochettino is at Spurs, he never played that much of a counter-attacking style of football, but right now he's adjusted it a little bit. Like Bayern, they counter-attacked very well whenever they did attack. And then when they can easily just as well control possession as well. So that was really, really impressive, the way he played. One thing I guess is a big test for him personally as well is in Tottenham, there was this thing that he can't win trophies. And basically Tottenham's never won trophies. And I don't think that was down to Pochettino alone. I think Pochettino brought them to 4th, which was consistently. So here his test will be whether he can get trophies. So even though he came in the middle of the season, I think a big expectation will be for him to win the League One at least. But also to get to the furthest they've got to in the Champions League. So last year was a final, but this time they would want to win it. So I think it'll be a good test for him. And if he does it, I think he'll be the happiest person on earth, along with all the PSG fans, because he proved to everyone that Tottenham made a mistake getting rid of him. Like if they would have given the investment, he would have done wonders there as well. But I'm actually. I don't want to say like typical jealous person. I'll put my hand up because of the oil money. I always say I don't like them. Having said that, if the Sheikh bought Man United tomorrow, I'll be happy. So I'll be honest. I hate that it's happening, but today it's the reality of football. It's everyone's doing it. Every other club's doing it, but
and you guys, to be honest,
I'd be happy. Yeah.
You guys also have that ownership anyway. You just don't have the ownership of the spenders. So the Glazer family also, they took over, and you got to remember that. So they came in and they did spend a lot of money in terms of stadium and stuff like that, and investment abroad. But again, it wasn't maybe
initially, yeah.
players that we've got.
Yeah.
Can I just ask you a quick question? So a bit off traffic of what we're talking about, Thomas, but if you look back at the last PSG teams over the last 10, 15 years, or actually since you've been a supporter, who's the player who you always think of? They don't have to be playing anymore, but who's your favorite player? The one who you idolized growing up?
Yeah, sure. But when I was a kid, it was it was Pedro Miguel Paoletta, of course.
Okay.
Because,
Yeah.
It was Paoletta. He
Paoletta.
was like the stars in all the darkness we had in the club. Paoletta, yes, but I have to say Ibrahimovic. It's
Okay.
he's yeah. Just I have no words. He came to the club. He was amazing. On his first game, he scored, and he couldn't stop scoring. He scored all the way. And yeah, Ibrahimovic, I think he's maybe now we have Mbappe and Neymar, but before they came, I think he was the best player we had. Yeah.
He was amazing for you guys. He never didn't perform.
Unrealistic. It was amazing. Yeah. But
he was.
From my heart, it was even Pastore. Pastore, he is this kind of player I really love him, but he couldn't make it. But yeah, I think Paoletta on Pastore, yeah, from my heart, for PSG fan, yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah,
cool.
nice.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to tomorrow's game, because we do want to talk about a little bit on tomorrow's game specifically. How do you think, in your opinion, that game's going to go down? Because Bayern's they're gonna come out all guns blazing. What do you think? What do you think the game will look like, and what's your prediction?
I hope it won't be like the past few years when we won the first game. So the player came on the pitch and they were like, that's okay. And we were massacred, like Manchester, Barcelona, Chelsea, City. All these games, we didn't win all the first game. But tonight, I think Bayern is such a machine. They won't have Lewandowski, Gnabry, Sule, maybe not Goretzka, but even without them, I'm very stressed about the game tonight, because we won't have Marquinhos. And Marquinhos is our leader.
He's the linchpin in defense, isn't he? Like he's the main guy for your defense.
Yeah. So I think it will be the same like as last week, when Bayern can't stop attack all the time, high pressing, and but yeah, I think I'm very scared, because I can see like a 4-0 or 5-0 for Bayern, because our defense in Paris is very. We will have Kipembe, Diallo, Baker, I think, and Dagba. It's maybe even if we have this Angel guy, this guy from Heaven, Navas, I think he is the best goalkeeper in this season all around Europe. But I don't know. Our defense is such fragile that I don't know. But after that, we have Verratti back. On Verratti,
I was going to ask you about Verratti. So he's actually going to play.
Yeah, I think he's going to play, because he had COVID last week. But I think he will. I don't know if he will be on the pitch at the beginning, but I think he will. I hope he will, because when you have Verratti on Mbappe and Verratti on Neymar, the team is amazing. Verratti in this number 10 position is amazing. It's the thing for us PSG fan. It's what we always wanted to see with Verratti. It's like Verratti who can go forward and use his skill of passing at perfection to give to Mbappe or Neymar or even Moiskin. So I think tonight if Bayern can't fix the scoring thing from last week, I think we can make it. But
yeah. Do you think that's what happened last week as well? Like, I think when I looked at the highlights of that game and I looked at the longer version of the game, I looked at the 45 minutes of chances, I felt chances were pretty even. If Bayern took the chances, that result could have been very different. So even as I think if Lewandowski was on that pitch, he would have scored two more, and that would have been a very different game. Yeah. So do you think without him? So what's your final prediction? Or
my final prediction
will be?
For my PSG fan, I think we will make it like a very hard game, but I think something like, I don't know, we will make it, but we are going to lose, I think, like 2-1 for Bayern. But
2-1
we'll
or
make it.
something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Jack, what do you think? Just keen to know your.
I think it's a big game, and I think a lot relies on Verratti as well. I think if they can get him on, even if it is for half an hour, I think that helps a lot with this game, because it takes so much attention off the other players. So it takes so much attention off Mbappe and frees him up and frees up Neymar, and I think that's a brilliant space to be in. I think I'm hoping PSG can get a win. I'm hoping for you, Thomas. I want to see you celebrating. So I think I personally think that it could be a draw, it could be 2, or it could be 3-2. Could be another high-scoring game, to be honest.
So 3-2 to Paris again, or
I think
Bayern?
so. I mean, they're at home, but home means not very much right now because there's no one in the bloody stadiums. But they are still in a familiar area, in a familiar surrounding. So I think probably 3-2 to them, and it would be great if it is. I mean, it's another great game to watch. It was chances after chances, and like you said, Lerick, and like Thomas nodded to, if Lewandowski was there, I think we'd have a very different game. I think this second game, they'd have to tie up the game. They'd have to make it a lot more defensive. But Choupo-Moting, he's a good player still. He's not a bad player. It's just Lewandowski is amazing. So it kind of changes it up a bit. Yeah. So, I think it's going to be interesting either way. There's a lot of people on yellow cards actually looking at it. There's lots of people on either side on yellow cards who are big players.
So what's the predicted lineup for Bayern front three? I think it's Sane playing. Sane will play. Choupo-Moting will play again as striker. Who's there? Muller will obviously play.
Coman.
Coman will play on the left.
Coman, and then behind it will play Muller behind Choupo-Moting. Yeah, that's the predicted. Yeah.
And you've got obviously Goretzka. Is Goretzka still out, or is it?
It's not sure. It's not. We don't have the news yet, but I think he won't be on the pitch.
So is it out for that match? That's a big loss again, because they obviously have Kimmich who will play. Their defense is a bit solid compared to PSG, because that's why I feel like Boateng, Alaba will probably play in defense. I feel like Paris could let 3 goals in, because of how their defense is. But because Marquinhos is not, I think the defense will push up a little more. I mean, they could let up 3 goals in. So the first goal is very crucial tomorrow. If Bayern come out and within 40 minutes it's 1-0 to Bayern, then anything could happen, I think. So that will be very interesting. I do, however, also think PSG will go through. In my prediction, will probably be, I think they'll let 1 in at least, regardless. But I think it'll be a 2-1 or a 3-1 to Bayern game. But PSG will still go through, especially because they got 3 away goals. That's a big one for them. But it'll be a very interesting watch. It'll be an amazing game to watch. I can't wait for it. Yeah, also, just very quickly to touch on the second game, I'm thinking everyone's with Chelsea going through now, or do you think, Thomas? Do you think Porto has any chance, or it's a straight swap Chelsea?
I think Chelsea, since Tuchel came up, I think they completely Tuchel really bring his mentality to the team, and his idea that he wanted to give to PSG, but he couldn't, because PSG he couldn't do it. But I think with Chelsea he can do something. He definitely can do something. Go up to maybe final, because he has such good players, young players, and with his idea on this 5 defense, I think he can do something, and he definitely is going to the semifinals. So I think he can do something this year. I really like this team. It's not very sexy, but they can do something.
But they do their job. But because of the changes he makes, I have a feeling semifinals their limit. I think they'll go to semifinals and they'll get knocked out. But that'll be an interesting watch, because it all depends on what happens with the other 2 big games. Because we might not do a show tomorrow, Jack. Do you want to discuss the other 2 games as well? Very quickly.
We could briefly touch on the other 2 games if you like.
So we'll go with Liverpool and Madrid next. What do you think? What do you think, Jack? What's happening? Are you going to make a comeback?
I reckon we can get a win. I don't think we can come back though. So I reckon we could probably get a win.
No 3 goals for Liverpool?
No, I don't think so. Like I'd love to say we could, and I hope I'm wrong. I've been wrong with everything else, so I hope I'm wrong again. But I don't know. I'll be honest. I think I don't know. We just don't seem as intense, and we don't seem as lethal at Anfield at the moment. We just don't seem lethal at all. I mean, if we finished our chances, we would have got a lot of goals. So who knows? It just takes one day where we're finishing our chances. But
yeah, right. So apart from that Arsenal game, just if you remember, because you're probably the one who would remember, I can't. Apart from that Arsenal game where you guys scored 3 in that game, when was the last time before that you guys scored 3?
Don't remember.
I don't
No,
think so,
I
right?
actually
I
don't
don't think
remember.
you've scored 3 throughout the season.
Oh, we have throughout
Like,
the season. We've had
Like
a couple
very,
of big
very
games.
like initially, I think you did, but
Yeah.
like right at the beginning of the season.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
I'll look it up.
that's
I'm not 100%
interesting.
sure.
What do you in the meantime? What do you think, Thomas? Do you think any chance of Liverpool coming back, or do you think it's a Real Madrid? It's Real Madrid's game.
I think Real Madrid has four players like Casemiro, Kroos, and Modric and Benzema. And I think these 4 players, even if Liverpool they have amazing players, I think these 4 players this year are amazing on the pitch.
Yeah.
They are amazing. And with Zidane, I really love Liverpool because since I'm a child, I know that I have a cousin who love Liverpool. I love Liverpool. It's like my team in England, but unfortunately, it won't be like Barcelona 2 years ago. But I think they can do something at home. But Madrid is too strong this year.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Ramos and Varane will be on the pitch. I didn't read that.
No, he's not. He's still out. They're still both out. Yeah.
So
Ramos and Varane are both out again. Yeah.
But maybe my prediction would be Liverpool win, but I think Madrid will score one or 2 goals. So I think it will be difficult, and it's a shame because I really like this team of Liverpool since 3 or 4 years, and but I think Madrid is too strong.
You hear that?
Personally, I can't be happier.
Liverpool team.
Yeah, fair enough. I have no problems. Personally, I couldn't be happier that Liverpool might get knocked out. I'm over the moon. I'll be very, very happy when Liverpool get rinsed again tomorrow, or when they do day after, I guess. But I think I don't see them. Did you manage to look up when was the last time they scored 3 goals? There
was quite a few, but they were all just before Christmas, so we had quite a few. We beat Crystal Palace 7-0. We had a 3-1 win against Tottenham, 3-1 against West Ham. That was in November? So January were 2 of them. Oh no, February was 1, January was another, and then December. And December we had a few. 4-1, 7-0, 4-0. Yeah, so there was a few.
I remember the December results, but I thought it was a good 3 months before, so I didn't realize that they did that in January. But
it's not like it was last year.
No. I didn't think it was that long because they do have genuine quality. You can't deny that. But I did think, I see them struggling for finishes at the moment. They still create chances without a doubt, but they struggle to finish. Firmino can't finish to save his life of late. Mane is having a horrible season. Everything I see, I only see from Jota and Salah in terms of scoring goals.
When Firmino does score, it's ruled offside when it's not. Anyway,
I saw that last week.
So,
my prediction:
Dortmund, Man City. I'm not going to get your prediction on Liverpool game because
I'm just going to say my predictions: Real Madrid winning 1-0 or 2-1. Basically, it's easy. But Dortmund, all right. I'll start with the Dortmund one. I think Dortmund. That game was again very, very interesting. Man City, I think, is going to bottle it. Unpopular opinion, maybe, but I think Man City bottles it because of how cagey and close this was. Last week, I picked Man City to win it easily, and they did win it. But the struggle they had and the chances that were missed from Dortmund's perspective, that game should have been very different. And so I think Dortmund will not let the chances go again, and Man City will give them chances. Pep will do his overthinking again, and he'll basically play within his head too much, and he'll mess it up. Every time in tournament football, I've seen that he overcomplicates things, and his team doesn't know what they're doing sometimes because they try to be too clever. So that's just my opinion, and I might be wrong, and that it will be good to see if that is completely different. But I feel like Man City are going to bottle it tomorrow, and it'll be 3-1 or 3-2 to Dortmund, and they'll go through.
If it's 3-2, Dortmund go out.
No, isn't it at Etihad this week?
No, this one's it's in Germany. So I think that could be a huge factor because I think there's fans allowed in the stadium.
Oh,
yeah.
So I think they're
Interesting,
going to
yeah.
have a lot of fans, and I think the yellow wall's going to be there. I think that changes things a little bit because the
Yeah.
Dortmund fans are very passionate, as we all know. You know, they're quite an
But
amazing.
Man City is used to playing away in their own stadium as well. Like they have
Having
they don't have
25
many
fans.
fans. They don't have they're one of the only teams in the beginning who had loudspeakers on for fan noise because they always had them in the stadium. So I don't think it will matter much to them. But
What do you
I
think,
do
Thomas?
think, yeah.
I didn't really follow Dortmund this year. I always look up the score, but not really the game this year. But yeah, they have some amazing players like Haaland, Royce, and a young guy like Bellingham, Sancho, maybe, yeah, Sancho of course. But Man City, I love Man City just for Kevin De Bruyne, and I think I don't know, but the fact that maybe some fans will be there, I think it can change a lot of things. So I didn't have this fact, so it mix everything.
I'm not,
but,
to be honest, I'm not 100% sure myself, but I've just read something that says they may allow fans in. So I thought they were still in lockdown, but apparently not. So yeah.
But the thing is, Man City for a lot of years now, they are so. If we don't pick the Tottenham game with the VAR thing, they are struggling so much in the quarterfinals in general. So maybe I will say Dortmund goes. Yeah, I think they scored at the Etihad, so they have the away goal. So I think Dortmund will do something tonight. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's I think they are going to pass. Yeah.
All right. I think if they do, it's going to be a great game between Dortmund and PSG because you've got Haaland against Mbappe there again.
Yeah, because
it's exciting for me.
Yeah, last year on the we faced Dortmund in the just before the lockdown, and we lost 2-1 I think at Dortmund, and Haaland scored 2 goals, and we were like, who's this guy? Who's this guy?
Yeah, I remember both those goals. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think if we can have a semi-finals against Dortmund, it will be very great for all the football fans in the world.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and it will be very good for potential suitors because I don't know if Mbappe is signing a new contract, and we don't know if Haaland might be moving.
Don't talk about that.
Yeah, there's both of those transfers up in the air, so that'll be very interesting because they could both be moving, they could both be staying. Who knows? But it'll be a very interesting game tomorrow.
Yeah, no, it will. All right, well, we'll sign off then. Thomas, thank you so much for your time, mate. We've loved having you here.
Thank you.
It's been amazing seeing your face again.
Thank you very much and so thank you very much for talking all about PSG and Paris and everything.
Anytime. If you want to have a French opinion, a PSG fan, or on the Ligue 1 or anything, just call me up.
I'd love to. We'd love to have a show on the French League at one point as well, and just talk about the French League and where you think that's going, because they've lost a lot of money with TV deals, I believe. So in the future, I'd love to talk about that with you. Yeah, because it sounds complicated. But thank you so much for your time. We'll end the video here. If you like, subscribe, and comment, guys, we'd love that. See you later, guys.